Hello and welcome back to V8 Tech Work. So today we are going to continue building our front end here. You can be able to see that we have created our nav bar right here. We also have created this section that we are calling the hero section here. And also the featured section, which also is the about us page, about us section here. So we are going to continue from here, and we are going to create this section here that is we are going to call it contact us or contact, and also we are going to create this beautiful footer down here. So let's continue, but before that I want to push our code to our GitHub, because that is what we are doing in every video. So right here what I'm going to do is to get to my terminal, then I'm going to navigate to the folder where I have my project, and then I can do git branch right here and be able to see the branches that we have and the active branch. In our case here, the active branch is the front end, and you can see it is highlighted using green. So what I'm going to do is to add everything that we added yesterday, and also right here you can see it's adding the other code that we added, and this one is for front end. So another thing is I'm going to comment here. So let me add here, added some sections in our front end, like that, in our front end. And then I'm going now to be able to push now. So I'm going to do git push origin, and then this time, because it's a branch that is called front end, we are going to push that, and then we are going to do pull request. So let me add the passphrase right here, like that, and then now we can be able to go to our GitHub. So let me also navigate to my GitHub. Still, you can see here it is still pushing the code, and it has completed doing that. So I'm going to come here to the GitHub. So this is the GitHub that we are pushing the code. So I'm going to go to repository right here, and I can also open now the repo where I'm pushing the code, and we'll be able to see like the notification. So after that, you can be able to see that we have this notification here. Frontend had recent pushes 38 seconds ago. So I'm going to create a compare and pull request. So I'm going to do other things like create pull request right here, and after that it will be able to check for compatibility to merge. So checking for ability to merge automatically right here, and after that now we can merge pull request and confirm merge. So that is, we are going to merge our front end with our master branch. So now the other thing that I'm going to do is to make sure now I can be able to create the contact section. So before that, remember to like this video and also subscribe. And here we are going to create another section that we are going to call it contact. You can call it contact us or whatever you want. So this is the shortcut to create this component. So this one we are going to call it the contact, and then let's see how the contact look like. So in this region or this project right here, so you can see this section, it has this information here. So I'm going to copy that, and then we are going to add this name and then the input here. So it's just a name and then input. This one will be label and then the input. So I'm going to get into this contact right here, and the first thing that I'm going to do is to add the class name and then be able to style this. So this one is flex. You're going to use item to be center right here. Also we are going to have to give it a justify content to be center also, and the other thing is we can give it a height to be auto, and also margin here margin y would be 100 pixels, like that. So after that now we are going to create another div inside here. So let's create another div, and this is where we are going to start now creating the label and the input. So I'm going to add the class name so that we can be able to style. So this I'm going to add as a flex. So this one should be vertical. So we are going to show label and input in a vertical manner. So also I'm going to give it a background of gray, and then we are going to give it a variation of 100, and then we are going to give it a width, so a width of 50%, like that. And also we are going to give it a height of auto, I think so, like that. And we are going to give a padding of, let's say, 50 pixels, so 50 pixels, like that. So here I'm feeling like I'm doing the repetition, so I'm going to remove this height auto up here. And now inside here we are going to have now the, first of all we are going to have the information, which is, do you want to donate blood, fill in the information, so like that. And then this one, let me first of all check in our application here how it looks like. So it is, let's save first of all. So it has already been saved, and then here I cannot be able to see our information. So let's just continue building here, because I think the something will occur here. So here we are going to make sure that we are going to style this information here. I'm going to add the class name, and the first thing that I want to give here is we give the text the font size. We need it to be at least 20 pixels, and another thing is we need to give it like a margin y here to be 20 pixels. So that is margin, that is for vertical. So also or the top and bottom. So here then we can have the label now. So we are going to have the label here. The first label here is the name. So the name, and also we are going to have the input. So the input here. So let's see now, if I save that and come back to this part here, already we cannot be able to see any change. And I know that's because I know the problem where it is, and that is because we have not added the contact section here, because now we are going to show the home page, or we are showing the home page. So if I do that and come back here, you'll be able to see that section right here. It is we are creating it right here. So now let's go back to our code right here in our contact, and then here I'm going to create a styling for the label. So for this one, I'm going to add a class name, and this one we are going to give it a font size of 18 pixels, and also we are going to give a margin top of, let's say, something like 10 pixels. And then I think now for the input here, we are going to give a class name. So this one will have a class name. We are going to give it to specify the width. So for the width here, we are going to give it a width of 350 pixels, and also the padding, we are going to give a padding of 15 pixels, like that. So if I do that and then come back to this part here, you'll be able to see how it looks like. So we have the name here, and we have this part that you can add your name. So for the label, I feel like we can add the font weight. So let's add here font weight, and we want to give it a font of semi-bold, so that we can have at least something, the text that you can be able to see, a bold text. So here I think yeah, you can see it has changed. So we can continue with these ones, because we are going to have different labels and input. So for the other one here, we are going to have a label for the, of course, telephone. So let me add telephone here. So telephone, and I think it's also we need to add like a placeholder, so that it will be able to guide the user. So placeholder here should be like a name, so John Doe, like that. And here also we are going to have the placeholder here, so placeholder, and then we can add any information like for the phone number. So like that, I think will be okay. And then we are going to add now, let me just copy this, because it has placeholder and everything. So we are going to have another input here and the label, and for this one we are going to add the email. So here this is an email like that. We are going to change the, for the input here, we are going to change the email. This, it should have a type of email. And also I think we can add other like require or required, think this one here. And then we are going to have here the email. So for example, here we can add John Doe at, or John Doe at example.com, like that, so that it may guide the user. So another part here that we need to have, or the other information that we want to correct, is the address. So here let's add the address. So this is the address. For the address here, we are going to add the street. So you can say something like a town street, like that, anything that will able to guide. So for this one also, I think I can change. It's still okay. Let's just leave it like that. Also, we are going to have another for the weight. So for the weight here, and I wanted to have a weight here. And for the weight here, we can add the text here to be number. And also we can add the placeholder here. In our case, we are going to measure our weight using kgs, so I'm going to add 50 kgs right here. And the other thing is also we are going to need the blood group if the prospect knows about their blood group. So for the blood group, I think this will be them to be able to select. So the blood group here, like that. So this one will be select for selecting. So I'm going to use a select element. So let me remove here, and then here I can have a select element. So let me just use select right here, so like that. And inside here we can have different blood groups. So for this one, let me first of all make sure that I have styled it. So this one, we are going to have a class name, and also the width will be 350 pixels, like that. And we are going to have a padding also of 15 pixels, like that. So inside here now we need to have the options. So I had already prepared the option for all the blood groups that we have. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it here for these blood groups. So if I format my code, and let's format that code here, and let's go back to our application. Here you can be able to see how this one looks like, and you can be able to click here and select the blood group type. For example, A positive here, AB positive, something of the sort. So let's continue with the other information. So after blood group, we can have the age. So after here, we need to have the age. So let's add the age here. Let me just go back and copy this one, this label, and the input that we had up here. So let me just come here and paste it. So for this one, this is age. So age, like that. We are going to have age here. Also this one we can add as a maybe 30 or 20. Let me add as 20. And then also we can have the other part here, which is maybe do you have any disease. So this one, so if you do you have any disease here, do you have any disease or any diseases, something of the sort. And this one here should be a text area. So I'm going to add the text area. So let me first of all add here something of the sort. Here I'm going to add as a text area, and then here you can be able to add now like a paragraph if you have describing the blood or the disease that you have. So here I'm going to add the button. So for the button here, this one is for submit. So we are going to submit after we have added all the information. So this is the class name here. Let's make sure that we style it. So background should be red, and then variation is 500. We are going to have a padding here of 3. We are going to have a margin top of 3 also, and we are going to have a width of 350 pixels. And let me also add something else, which is here we are going to add the cursor to be pointer, so like that. And the last thing is the text here will be white, like that. I think that will be okay. So let us see in our application how that looks like. So you can see here we have this part here where it has not aligned itself like here. So what we are going to do, and I know where the problem is that this one should be inside the other div. So let me cut this and then place it inside here, so inside this div. And then if I do that, now you'll be able to see that it will be aligned. Okay, so you can be able to see now it is okay. So now a person who want to donate blood can enter their information here, like their name, their telephone number, their email, their address, their weight, their blood group, and age, and any diseases that they have, they can be able to describe here. And you can see for the diseases here, we have added this as a text area, because this one can be, a person can be able to describe anything that you want. Maybe they have any disease that they want to discuss. So that is our contact. So now we can go to the other part now, which is our last part for our homepage here, which is footer. So let's create a footer. So inside our component here, we are going to create a footer. So let's have a footer here, JSX, and then I'm going to add RFCE right here. So this is a footer like that. So I'm going to remove this here, the React, because right now we are not going to use it. And using ESLint, that's why you can see, because it is an used import, it is showing us the error. So now also I'm going to remove this file. I'm going to close the contact. Now I'm going to make sure that I import it here in my home page. So for the home page right here, and because I don't have any auto completion, what I'm going to do is to import it manually. So this is footer, and footer is from now the components and then the footer. So you can be able to see it here. So if I save that and go back to my application right here, you'll be able to see a footer here, and you can see the text is down here. So let us make sure that we create now the footer. So I'm going to open the footer component here, and we are going to start styling now. So this, remove this text here, so like that. And here the first thing that I need to do is let me first of all make sure that I go back to this part here, and you see the footer, how the footer looks like. So for the footer here, we need to add several things. We are going to give it a background color. So I'm going to give a background color of gray, then 100. Also I'm going to give it a padding of horizontal, and this one will be 200 pixels. And also we are going to give it, I'm going to give it a height of let's say a height of 60 VH, and we are going to give it margin top of, let's say, 50 pixels. So 50 pixels. And I think I can just let me see here if I can just add it here. So you can see right here it has this background color that is a variation of gray. So after that, now we need to have this top part here first of all. So we have this part that holds this part here for the logo, and then this tagline here, saves lives and saving lives one donation at a time. We have these links right here, and also we have this for contact us. So let's do that. So we are going to have another div, or two divs actually. So let me have a div right here, and also I'm going to add another div, so that we have the lower part and also the upper part. So we have those two divs, and here I'm going to have styling for this. So the first thing, actually here I think I can just leave it like that. I don't think there's need for styling. So here I'm going to add an image. So for the image here I'm going to add a logo, logo1.png, and then I'm going to specify the height. So the height, we are going to give it a height of 200, and also the width, a width of 200, like that. So another thing is a span. We are going to have a span right here, and let's just copy from this here. So I'm going to copy that one and paste it here. So this is actually what we are going to do. Let me save this format, and then I think this part here, let me just see how it looks like. So you can see the blood donation here, and save, and this part here, savings one donation at a time. So here we are going to actually, let me add another div. So we need to have a div inside here that will be able to make sure that they are on the horizontal. So I'm going to use class name flex here. Then I'm going to add the items to be justify between. So I'm going to have a justify between here, like that. And the other thing is that we are going to add a padding that is top top and bottom of 5%, like that. And then now after this logo here, we can have another div, and this div here holds the links. So we are going to have this heading here. So for the headings, I'm going to use quick links. Here I'm going to add it as a quick links, and here we can have the class name. So the class name, we are going to give it a text of extra large, and also we are going to have a font of semi-bold. So semi-bold, like that. So another thing is we are going to have a list. So the list here should be, let me add the list here. So for the first list here, we need to have home. So this is just links. So here I'm going to add the class name, and then for the class name here, I'm going to add the margin top here to give it to. Also, we are going to have a space of vertical, that is bottom and up, and then we are going to give it as 2 here. So for this one, we can add the home right here as a link, and actually here also we can add, let's say, when you hover this part here, it should have a underline. So let's add that. So hover, underline. So and then now we can continue with the other links. So let me copy this. I'm going to paste here. After the home, we can have about us, and then let me add this as a capital U. So here we are going to have after about us, we can have donate as a link. Let me just paste it so that we have the same styling. So here we can have donate. So donate, and also here we can have the last, which is contact, or we can just have another one. So the last one here is the admin. So we are going to have the admin right here. And I want us to first of all check how this application looks like. So if I do that, you'll be able to see that we have these quick links here. You can see there's a lot of space between, and that is because we are using justify between. But now when we add the other part where we have contact us and this information here, be able to see that they will be spaced evenly. So what you are going to do now after this this div here, that let me see this if I can be able to style this div for that holds the quick links here, but we can just leave it like that. So inside here also we can have another div, and this div now will be able to hold our contact information. So let me first of all make sure that I style this div. So the class here should be, we can style this and give it a width of full, and also we can give it, if for example we can make it responsive by giving a width of a half or a third when the screen is medium. So here we are going to have a heading 3, which we can add contact us like that, and then this one will be a class name here that we can style by giving a text of extra large. We are going to have a font which is semi bold, and I think that's all. So that is for the heading contact us. So for this one, for the other part is we are going to have a p tag here, and let me first of all make sure that I add the styling. For the styling here, we are going to give a margin top of 2, and inside here we are going to add now. So let's come here, and we can be able to copy this. For example, this is the address where you can visit to know about the Brad Bridge. So let me also make sure that I copy this here and paste it twice to add the other information. So let me add it here and also paste it again. So for the second one here, we'll hold our phone number. So this is the phone number here. So let me add it in this p tag here, and then we need to have the last part here, which is this email. So let me add the email like that. Let me add the email here, and so if we have that email now, so if I go back to in the Brad Bridge here, and you can be able to see that now we have styled it the way it should be. So now the other part here is the link. Now for this is the part that holds the part here for these logos for our socials, and also this text here. So I'm going to copy this here, and before that I want to style this section. So I'm going to add here class name, and this one we are going to give it a margin top of 8. We are going to give it a border of, let's say, top. We are going to give it a border red, and then this one will be 500 like that. So, or 800, let's just add as 800. And also we can have a padding top of, let's say, 4 pixels, or just 4, and then we can have our text to be center like that. So if I do that, we'll be able to see that we have a border that is for red color here and is on top. So let's come back here, and you'll be able to see this line here, be able to see that that will be created here, and you can see it right here. So now we have now the first part here, which we are going to create, and this part here is for the copyright. So I'm going to add the copyright sign, and to add the copyright sign is just simple. So you need to add the upper sign and then copy, and then that, now this one that is semicolon. So if I do that, you'll be able to see here that sign should be added somewhere here. So, and then also I'm going to copy like this information now, 2024 like that. If I come back here, let me just add it here now like that. So let me see now. So if I come here, you'll be able to see even the text. So let me save. So if I save that and come back here, you'll be able to see now we have this part here. And I think I can make it at least have a, or just leave it like that. If you want to style it also, you can continue styling it. So now we have the other section that holds the icons for social media. So this one, we are going to style it, give it a class name here. So let me just go back here and give it a class name. So class name here, we are going to have a class name. So for the class name here, I'm going to give the class name here to be flex. Needed to have a justify content to be center, and then also we are going to have a space here. This one is horizontal, and we need to give it a space x, and then this one we can give it 4, and we can give a margin top of 4 like that. So now inside here we need to have the icons. So for our social media, so what we can do is that I had already prepared the these CFGs here. So I'm going to copy all of these here and then copy them, add it inside this div here like that, and then save that. So if I do that and come back to my application here, you'll be able to see that we have these CFGs for our social media here. So for the GitHub here, we have for the Twitter here, and also for the Facebook. So you can add any other icons that you want here, or you can do whatever you want. So here we have our homepage, and you can see how sleek our homepage is. So the last thing that I need to do is to make sure that when I click on this about us here, it scrolls to that specific page. For example, when I click about us here, it should take me to this featured section here. If I click on the contact us here, it should take me to this page here, or this section where the prospect needs to add the information. So to do that, it is simple. So remember, in our navbar here, let's open our navbar. So we used React scroll here, and we already specified that this, using the link from React scroll here, we specified the names here. So what we can do is that we are going to come here to our homepage, and then here we are going to import element. So we are going to import element from React scroll. So this one. So let's add here element, and now we are going to use this to be able to scroll to where we want. For example, we want to scroll to our hero here. So I'm going to cut that and add here element. First of all, we are going to wrap using this element, and for this element inside here we can add now this one. We are going to add just the name. So the name here should be corresponding to the one that is on the navbar. So you can be able to see here we have this hero here, and that we correspond now inside here. So the other thing is, for the featured section here, we need to make sure that let me just wrap it using element. So for the element, this one we are going to give it a name, and remember the name here is featured. So let's add here, and you can confirm here in the navbar that this is a featured, and let's add now this section here inside this element like that. We need to have another element for the contact, so element, and then here we can just cut this contact and add it inside here like that. And this one we are going to add the name as, now the name here should be contact like that. Then save this. I'm going to format my code, so format that, the code right there. You're going to save that, and now let's try and how we can be able to scroll. So if I click on about us, you can be able to see that it's scrolling smoothly to that section. And also if I click on contact us, you can be able to see that it's scrolling us to this part here for the contact us. So I think that's enough for this video. So in the other video, we are going to continue now building our admin dashboard. So have a great day. Remember to like this video and also subscribe to this YouTube channel. And the other thing is that turn on the notification bell so that the next time you'll be notified when I upload a new video. So see you on the next video. Have a great day.